Alright, what is good, everybody? It is Dorabo, and we're here on YouTube once again. Now, we're here with a story time, which is a first for this channel, but it might not be the last. Let's just say that. So, I'm off that prescription, that's all I'm gonna say, so I might be a little fast, a little slow, a little all over the place, who knows? But let's get right into this. So, Ecstasy in band class. Now, this happened in 8th grade, and I was probably like 13 or 14, which is kind of young to be doing that shit. I ain't gonna lie. That shit kind of fucked me, but at that time I didn't really know. I didn't do any research. I was just a complete retard. Now, 8th grade, 12, 13. At that point, I smoked weed, I think, like once or twice, but like I don't think I really felt it. So, like, going into this, like, it was not what I expected. I was in for a really insane treat. So it was a regular day. I was chilling in class. It was like first or second period, and me and my friends they're talking about exos and shit, and they're like flats. So they're talking about it. I'm like, oh, what are y'all talking about? At this point, I didn't even think I knew what that shit was, to be honest. So I joined their conversation, and my interest highly rose. So me being a retard back then and a complete simp and just a dumbass, they easily just convinced me to take it, and I wasn't aware of the after effects or none of that. So I was just down to do it. I thought I was just gonna get high. So after third or second, because I had band third or fourth, I don't remember. But we go in the restroom right by my band class. My heart is pounding, bro, because this is my first ever pill. So I'm like, fuck, bro, fuck. So I'm heart pounding. He handed it to me. I put it on my mouth. Tasted like shit. And then I had to go to the water fountain and I downed it. And heart is just beating through chest, running to band class. I was just like, oh shit, what's about to go down? So me being a retard, I thought it was cool, and I told the people like that sat next to me in my rows. I was like, bro, I just took something, bro. This might be insane. Let's go see. So the band class starts. My heart's a little racing because I don't know what's about to happen. And usually when we walk in a band class, it's immediately whip out the instrument. Let's get to fucking playing. So I whip out the fucking trumpet. My disgraceful ass whipping out my trumpet, the molly kicking in, ecstasy. So I sit down in my chair and I don't even know what's about to come. So I tell my friends, they're all like, "What? What? Wait, you took something? What?" Because it's 8th grade. It wasn't really that normal. But yeah, so we get to plan, and very shortly I become, how do I say this? Incapable of really playing because I just get consumed with euphoria, just like pumping whole. This is the best ecstasy experience I've ever had. Like since it was the first time, and I did it in band class, which wasn't the best idea. So I start slowly becoming consumed, and in my band class, it's like it was in this big auditorium or some shit, and there's insane lights up, and everyone's playing their instrument, and anyone can just easily look down the row and just see a complete retard staring into the lights, just zoned out. And you know that's not gonna go good because if there's a band director in the middle of class, everyone's playing their instrument except one kid. That's not really good. So as I'm tweaking out, my friends are literally recording me. There's like a video that one of my old friends has of me just like looking like a retard, just off of it, bro. So very shortly, my friends are just laughing at me, and then everyone stops playing. I'm like, what? I was like, all right. Next thing you know, I hear the band director, Diego, why don't you play us this solo? And I'm just like, wait, what? So I had to quickly react because I was just stuck as fuck low key at the beginning when I was first like coming up. So whole class staring at me, quiet room. I'm like, fuck, I gotta pick up this trumpet. So I pick it up, I start playing it, and tell me why I hit every fucking note like a fucking god for some reason. I don't know why. I just start hitting them notes. My friends are laughing at me the whole time, so I'm like, fuck, in my mind. I'm just like, fuck, 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 but I'm off the mall, so I'm like, let's go, let's do this. So I'm like, fuck, so I just do that shit. And I was a decent player, I guess, but surprisingly, I just kill every fucking note like a god, nigga. I just go off on that chorus or whatever. And I don't really remember what happened after that, but I was just completely relieved that I got through that and just killed every note. But the class started to wrap up, and I stand up and I just start hugging my friends for some reason. I just needed a hug, so I just start hugging them. If I just looked like a dumbass, people started to realize I might have been on something. So the bell rings. I just start walking out my class, and I remember walking out that door to my outside classes. Like, whoa, outside is just insane, bro. So I'm walking with the same group of friends. They're all laughing at me. And at the time, I think I was dating this girl, and she didn't really fuck with that shit, because no one really did, to be honest. So I walk up to her during passing periods, and I just hug her, bro. Like, and it was early in the relationship, so it was like, it was still a little bit weird with us. But I just hugged her, bro. And I didn't say anything. I just hugged her for about 10 seconds. My friends were laughing at me. She was like, she didn't really know what was going on, but my zooted ass didn't give a fuck. And I think later on, I think she found out that I was on something, and she got a bit mad, and I was a bit sad about that. But of course, I was simping back then, but let's not get into that. So it was Friday, and I remember it was a Friday, and I was just pumped up. But I was not pumped up that I was going into math and I had a test. No, of course I did completely shit on the test, but that's not the point. I'm talking about this. I walk in a math class. The nigga that sold me, or no, he didn't sell me. He just gave it to me for free. And my other friend, we are just chilling in that class. And my other friend's like, how do you feel, bro? I told him the whole story about the band class. And he was like, shit, I want to take one. So my bro spots someone. He goes to the restroom. He takes it. And he comes back. And now we're both zooted up in math class during tests. They're in a quiet room. And I just wanted to move around hella, bro. But I couldn't because I was stuck in the chair. No, it was towards the end of the math class where I started to stop feeling it. And I was coming down. No, I don't really remember what happened after that, but I just wanted more. So I got home after that day of school, and I don't really remember what happened, but I remember hitting up my bro, and he knows you know who you are, but we're just gonna call him, I guess, Jack or some shit. So I tell Jack about the whole experience, and now he wants to try it. So I wait through the whole day, and it comes nighttime. Now I hit on my plug, and he's like, yeah, you're gonna have to pick up. So I'm like, all right. So he drops Addy, and of course, I had to ride my bike across the map. I remember it was like 25 to get there, 25 back. It took ages, but it was worth it. So I pulled up to the playground. Bro served me. Quick combo. And then I dipped. Because it was about 10. It was like 9 or 10, and I just wanted to go home. Now, at this point, Jack was already on his way to my house, and I was on my way back on my bike. And for some reason, I saw him, so I told him just to hop on my pegs, and we headed to my house. Now, I copped 3 pills. Three little circles. One was like Adidas, and one was like a Benz, and the other one was a Playboy, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. We get home, and I hit up the same bro that was in the math class. I also popped one with me, because I had 3, and I was like, one for me, one for Jack, one for him. Why not? We're big chilling in my room, and my mom walks in, and she's like, there's Kane. So we're all just like, bets. So we hit the kitchen, and I didn't really know that you couldn't really eat when you're doing shit like that. So I start eating the cans. It was all dry, and I just didn't feel like eating it. I couldn't really eat it. So I threw it away, and I was just like, fuck that. Now my boy Jack, since it was his first time, I remember him just laying on the wall and just zoned out. Brody was gone. I have a video somewhere. I gotta find it. It was funny. Bro was just out of there. But me and my other friend that was also there, since he took one too earlier than that, he wasn't that cruise and fucked up. But he had Saturday detention, so he was just gonna be up all night and then just fucked in the morning. So it was just not good for him. So he had to leave for some reason. I don't really remember why. And it was just me and Jack chilling in my room. And since we were 8th grade, our lives were kind of boring. So we just sat in my room the whole night, couldn't sleep, staring at ceiling. The longest night of my life. I remember just staring out there for the longest, just staring at wall, bored as fuck. I was trying so hard to fall asleep. I was like, fuck, bro. And that was just one of those side effects. Now, I don't know if this is for everyone, but when I'm off the fucking XO or Ecstasy, nigga, my dick cannot get hard, bro. It just can't. So I was soft as fuck, and I started freaking out. I went to the restaurant, I was like, fuck, bro. I came back, and I was like, fuck, bro, I can't get hard. I think my dick shrinked. I was like, fuck, I'm never doing this again. I'm not taking these pills again. And I started freaking out, because I thought I made my dick shrink. I literally thought I did. So I kept telling myself I wasn't going to do it, but either way, more of just laying there doing nothing. And it comes to sunrise about 7 a.m. Of course, since we did the Molly, we're just sitting there depressed. Just our serotonin levels are just fucked. We just don't really feel good. But it's like 6 or 7, and we finally see some light, and we're like, fuck it, we're gonna ride to get some donuts. Maybe that'll make us feel better. And it definitely did, because we hopped on the bikes, we started riding, and the fresh air definitely helped. But that was pretty much it, you know. We got the donuts. I don't really remember what happened after, but I remember us just saying, bro, we're not doing that again. That was so shitty. And that just wasn't a good idea, bro. I didn't know I was gonna stay up all night. That's just a thing with exos and shit. That's why I don't take them no more, bro. That's like, those are broke boy pills, bro. I don't do that shit no more. But if you are gonna take your first pill, which I'm not telling you to, try to get your hands on like some hydros or like something more easier. I don't know, like I'm not really of an upper guy, because you know the crash is pretty shitty. But you know that was the end of the exos. Really, I haven't took one in a while, and I'm just gonna wrap up this video. So if you enjoyed, I definitely have more stories in the vault, not just drug related. That I definitely have some very interesting and funny shit to say. But if you enjoyed, leave a like. I'm sorry for the shitty commentary. I haven't done it in a while. But yeah, peace out.